We are ready.
Okay, thank you everyone for waiting. Thank you for your patience. I appreciate you giving us a couple extra minutes. I'm going to open the Buckingham Township Board of Supervisors meeting for February 28th, 2024. And we will start with the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Perfect. Okay, we will start with public comment.
You can see I waited until there was no one here.
Yes.
Hi, my name is Stephanie Weiser, 3806 Amberton Way, Buckingham. So I was, first I wanted to say thank you to the township for, I wasn't able to attend the first well water meeting or information session, but this second one was fantastic. I really enjoyed it. We learned a lot, and it was just great to the way it was all put together. So I just thought that was so. Thank you to the township for helping to put this on.
Maggie and the EAC.
Well, the EAC.
EAC,
They do all the
Maggie
work.
was here.
They do all the work.
Yeah. Andrea did a wonderful job,
Yeah.
and Jim. My second is just a question. So I drive by Midway Volunteer Fire Company all the time, and I see their signs, volunteers wanted. And I know that John had mentioned before how difficult it is, how large Buckingham Township is, and how populated it is relative to when people would volunteer there. And I just wondered if there was a plan for perhaps changing the way we managed our fire companies. I noticed in Newtown, they actually got a grant for 3 years for paying 4 firefighters or emergency people. I don't know if they were all firefighters. And I just know it's a hardship, and I think it's something that I myself am concerned about. Somebody on Daystar, around the corner from where I live, her house, the truck caught fire and burned her house, and it took a while for the firefighters to get there. No criticism of them at all, of course. It's just a hardship. And I just wondered, do we have a plan for addressing our concerns about the firefighters? I did see that you got a $16,000 plus grant, or one is coming for the fire company, and obviously you can't answer my questions, but I just wanted to voice my concerns.
Yeah, I think one bit of information for you is that, first of all, the fire companies manage themselves. And we've actually been in, had a couple of meetings with them just to stay on top of what their budgets are, what their needs are, how to address those things. But the decision to bring on paid firemen and firefighters and all, that is the fire company's decision, how they organize themselves. So, and actually I was just reading the email today, because I'm going to in talking to the president of Midway, and that report I was reading, there were the minutes. Oh, it was the minutes I was reading, and all 3 of the fire companies that protect Buckingham, they're not concerned about volunteerism, according to those minutes.
Yes.
Yeah, they're not as much. Now, Buckingham's also unique or a little bit different than like Newtown or some of the ones that only have one company that covers them. So Midway covers us, but also Lingahawken and Doylestown. So
Right.
even on the agenda tonight, there's a letter of intent because the township's participating in Doylestown fire companies. They're actually doing a study with DCED on future needs and where's the best thing to go. So I think we're communicating with the fire companies and looking at all 3 of them. So it's a little bit different than some of the ones that have done that.
Right.
And a lot of our volunteers we encourage, like a lot of our road crew is part of the Midway Fire Company.
And
So
some
when
police.
they're here and something happens during the day, they are free to go. Wrightstown takes a lot of Lingahaken. A lot of their road crew is on Lingahaken and so forth. So it just works a little bit differently here when you have different fire companies, but it is something that we're continuing to
And I'm
look at.
assuming, like you said, your neighbor, response time, but I would bet to say, because even though it didn't have to do with my house, I had to do with my children, I went through a span of calling the ambulance a lot with my daughter, like a lot. It was hard the first time because you don't want to call if you don't have to, but then I got used to it. And almost always, I say almost always, I think of all the times I did it, and we did it a lot, I had a police officer literally within 2 minutes. One time, it took a little bit longer because it was the middle of the night, and they were literally on the other side of town doing a call, but they even got to me quick even then, but it just took a little longer. So I dare say, even though there's like something going on with a fire, probably our officer was there to make sure to get anybody out, and then the fire company, and that's why we promote, that's why when some people, they do things and they're expanding their house and they have to put sprinklers, and understandably people get upset because it can be very costly, but that's for their protection and quite frankly our firefighters' protection that there's sprinklers, because that, if a response time's a little bit longer, that's saving their house or potentially lives of them and potential, firefighters. And Newtown has a lot more business, and they get more calls because they have all this business in Newtown. Commercial, and I will tell you.
But it also covers the borough.
And it covers the borough. Thank God for our volunteers, because if it wasn't for them, the tax burden would be so exponentially big. I would dare say, and I might even throw myself in there, that the tax burden would be a lot. Like some people might, have to think where they move because of tax burden. Because how much, like our police budget is half our budget, and firefighters are a lot more than that because of the equipment. So thank God for them that we could do that. But we're in community, and then Maggie is president of Decato, I might add.
We actually had a whole presentation on
Correct.
Saturday about it.
Maggie has done a lot with this,
So-
and
Well, so what I was just gonna say to you is, yes, we're aware, we keep track of the volunteers and with them, with the 3 separate fire companies, what their needs are, and that is always part of the conversation.
Yeah.
So,
Well, thank you very much.
Yeah.
That alleviated some of my concerns.
Oh, good.
So,
yeah, no,
And I know Newtown actually has 2 fire companies, but they're they have a borough and a township,
Yeah.
and
Right.
it's much more population dense than we are
Right,
here, but
But
we're
still.
we're pretty spread out.
we are.
But that does reassure me to a great
yeah,
deal.
we're
Thanks
not,
so much.
we're not ignoring that.
I didn't think you
No,
were.
no, I'm
wanted to
I'm
know
just
what-
hoping to make you
Clarify.
feel
Yeah.
more comfortable.
Yeah, you do.
but
And
it
we
is-
just had that meeting before the supervisors meeting,
Yeah.
but the
Oh,
minutes
yeah.
weren't gonna come out until they're approved tonight, so they're
Yeah.
jumping the gun.
And rest
Yeah.
assured, just to reiterate, not just to you, but everybody in the minutes, that our police officers, they're gonna, they're almost always, unless there's multiple emergencies happening, they're gonna be there. And they've always been great in my experience. Like I said, they've always were with me within 2 minutes. And Maggie knows this, when like Vicky was born, all the time she was having seizures, I was always calling the ambulance. Boom, cop right there, even choking. Thanks,
And
Steph.
now
All right, well,
she's
thank you very
13?
much.
Yeah, no, 16. She's turning 16 in a couple weeks.
Wow.
Isn't that nuts?
That's crazy.
It is crazy.
16.
16, wow.
Yeah, Vicky's gonna be
my
16.
goodness.
God bless her. Okay,
Anybody
perfect.
else?
Yeah, anybody else? Okay. Thanks again,
Thanks.
Steph.
Yeah.
Okay. Board comments.
I have no comments.
Perfect. And I don't think I had any comments. No one wants to hear what I have to say anyway. Yeah, oh, yeah.
Easter egg hunt.
Executive section. Executive session.
Sorry.
What?
We had an executive session.
Oh,
yeah.
sorry.
Yeah, you have to
Sorry,
announce
sorry,
the
sorry.
executive session.
Yes, I will have to say, we've had an executive session, and it had to do with personnel, litigation, and acquisition of land in in our exec sessions. Okay, perfect.
And now, and you want me to read the announcements? or can
Yeah,
you
sure,
say
yeah,
it?
perfect. Go ahead.
Okay.
Maggie will leave the announcements for me.
One of my favorite things, the annual Easter egg hunt at
Mhm.
Hollycon Park. It wasn't an accidental blast. It's March 23rd. The bunny will be there for pictures at 9:30. Hollycon Park, hunt for eggs, be there at 10 a.m.
Yep.
with the
Come
3 and
on.
under group first.
It's, oh, can I just say something real quick?
Go right ahead.
At the last meeting, I had the bullhorn, and I said.
Oh, at the last hunt, you
The
mean?
last hunt, sorry. At the last hunt, I had the bullhorn, and we have all the age categories. And I said, "Do you remember? Did MJ tell you what happened?" And I said, "Now listen, when no one go until I can't paraphrase it. I said, don't go until I say go." And then I said,
They went.
is everybody ready to go? And then all of a sudden, the kids started going. I'm like, wait. I was
It's
like,
really fun. Have
So
you
that
been?
was your fault.
that was my fault.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, fine. Important. Blood drive on March 28th from 2 o'clock till 7 here. Sign up on redcross.org. We'll be doing our annual yard waste cleanup beginning April 8th. Bags are available
Thank you.
starting March 18th. Spring cleanup weekend, May 4th and 5th. Free shredding for residents on Saturday only, 9 to 12.
Yeah.
We know that. Let's see. We're going to have a memorial and commemorative bench program. And the information is also on our website, or call Mary Jane at the Township. Photo contest, my God, all this is going on. For our 325th year anniversary in 2025, we're planning lots of fun activities, so
Yep.
stay on top of that. Annual concert series, just in case you feel spring, starts June 20th. Day in the park, June 27th. Okay, lots of fun, and I call it Hot Dog Day.
Yes. Perfect.
Wow, I feel like spring's gonna come now that
Yes.
I have all that.
Thank you, Maggie.
All right.
Okay. So we'll get going here. The next
3.
2 things I'll do, 3A and 3B. Again, what we always say for these things, this has to do with monies from water and sewer.
These are both wastewater.
Yeah, both wastewater. Okay,
Tonight.
so it could be water in this case. So
They're
this
both
comes with
wastewater.
customers for wastewater. This is not tax money. Okay. Make a motion, we approve a pump station upgrade, phase 3, BT 23-01, change order number 1, increasing the contract by $19,750 to a new contract, total of $670,750. Do I have a second?
You have a second.
Okay. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. 3B, make a motion, we approve the Cold Spring wastewater system upgrades, project BT-21-05, change order number 1, increasing the contract by $23,520 to a new contract total of $71,490. Do I have a second?
Yeah, you have a second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. 3C, make a motion, we approve payroll dated February 1st, 2024 and February 15th, 2024, and the bill list for the meeting of February 28th, 2024, that total $1,199,385.30. Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Okay. That's nice.
Sorry.
Oh, shoot, I hit my thing. Hold on. Okay, there we go. Okay. Number 4, make a motion, we approve the draft supervisor minutes of January 24th, 24, work session, and the January 24th, 2024 regular business meeting. Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion?
Yes.
Go ahead.
And I gave Lori a couple of corrections in those minutes.
Okay.
The Jim Baldessari, it was really Jim Miller, former supervisor at West Rock Hill. Rock Hill, that they're powering their municipal building with solar panels.
Mm.
Yeah, so,
Cool.
so
And
thank you, Laurie.
we've looked at that too in the past, haven't we?
Yeah. Huh?
We've looked at that too in the past, haven't we?
No, I've been up there, I would love us all to go for a tour up there, it's amazing.
I thought we did look at that in the past,
No.
even before me though.
Nope.
Oh, no.
It's really amazing. Have you ever been up there?
No, but I can't remember how I learned all about it, but I
At
did.
when the energy transition plan was, yeah.
When it was.
Yeah. All right, I want to organize a tour, we'll do that.
Perfect.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
there.
okay,
I'm there. Okay, any other discussion? All in favor?
aye.
Aye. Number 6, make a motion. We approve developer's request for an extension of time within which to complete the improvements as set forth in the residential development agreement of March 24th, 2025, covering Sycamore Hollow Farms, Lot 1, Township File SA 2010-01. Do I have a second?
You have a second, and just remind me, whose lot one is it?
This is
Gupta?
Gupta with the existing farmhouse.
Okay.
They have completed the house and are in. Really, all we have to do is convert the sediment basin to its final configuration. And we met with them last fall. They were going to try to get it done before the winter, but they did.
Yeah.
So we're
Good,
literally hopefully this will be the last year.
but they're not in. Are
They're in their
in?
house. They're in the house, yeah.
They're in the house,
Yeah.
okay. And have they done any restoration with the?
I think
pole?
they've buttoned it up. I don't know if they had a rather grandiose plan for, like an event space,
Yeah.
But then
A fun thing.
I don't believe that they've put their effort into that. I think they wanted to get in the house first, so.
Yeah. So, we're talking about Sycamore Valley Farm or
Sycamore
whatever, Hollow. It was the Histam property that we preserved. Oh my gosh, how many acres was?
I think
Oh,
this was,
oh.
is it 80 this one, and then the other?
Yeah,
another
there were-
20 maybe it's about 100. I
There
think.
were
Over 100. 'cause
four
there-
lots.
And then there's the other lots,
Five
right,
different-
yeah.
Yeah, it
Four
was
or
so
five
long ago.
lots?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, this particular lot, the people
okay.
bought it, it was the lot with the original
Okay.
farmhouse on it. And of course, they're building a
Thank you.
modern home.
Perfect.
And they wanted the original farmhouse, and they're gonna redo it as a party house or something, I don't know. But, so I'm really heartened by that,
Next time I'm out, I'll make sure we snap a couple pictures
Yeah.
to show you this.
And I can contact them, I'm sure they wouldn't mind if I went down and looked
I
around.
don't think so, no.
They're very nice.
Very
Yeah.
much so.
So anyhow, that just reminds me I want to go and see. Anyhow, yeah,
Okay, cool. Any other discussion? All in favor?
aye.
Aye. And it's come to my attention that I need to go back to math school because I thought it went from 4 to 6, but I forgot 5. So I'm going to go backwards.
Oh,
Number
yeah,
5.
We have to go back to 5. I was so excited about the Goopies.
I make a motion, we accept various departmental minutes and advisory board minutes of the Building and Zoning Monthly Stats of January of 24, Safety Committee of December of 23, and the Board of Auditors of January 3rd, 24 reorganization meeting, and January 3rd of 24 regular business meeting. Do I have a second?
Second,
Any discussion? All in favor?
aye.
Aye. Okay. Number 7, make a motion, we approve the stormwater facility development contract, stormwater controls and best management practices, operations and maintenance agreement, and grant of easements between Buckingham Township and Antler Drive, LLC, regarding tax map parcel 06-004-074, located on Church Road. Do I have a second?
Second,
Church School Road, Church School Road.
second,
Second, okay, any discussion? All in favor?
aye.
Aye. Make a motion, we approve resolution number 2622, a resolution of the Board of Supervisors, Buckingham Township, Bucks County, Pennsylvania, authorizing and approving the condemnation of the lands now or late of Patrick McCarty and Teresa Mary McCarty.
McCardle,
I'm sorry, thank you, McCardle, thank you. being Bucks County, Pennsylvania, tax parcel number 6-006-051. Do I have a second?
You have a second.
Okay, discussion. Any discussion? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, number 9, additional minutes and measurable minutes. Okay, I'll just do these and then I'll ask you.
Yeah.
Make a motion, we approve Thomas,
How does Tom say his last name? C.R. Corelli?
Is it Ciccarelli or
Ciccarelli, you're right, it is Ciccarelli, sorry, it just came to mind. Yeah.
There's no, there's
Make a
no, there's
motion.
no H there, but.
We appoint Thomas Ciccarelli to
I
the,
don't know.
well, it's Italian, to the zoning hearing board, filling the second alternate position with a term expiration date of January 1st of 26.
I will gladly second that. It's a good guy
Yep,
for this.
very well qualified. Perfect, do we have any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Make a motion, we authorize the township staff to advise an ordinance
Advertise.
amending, thank you,
Mhm.
this is why I need
Okay.
Maggie.
Well,
Staff,
I can read.
to advertise an ordinance amending the boundaries of the historic districts established in the Buckingham Township Historic Preservation Ordinance, ordinance number 8-81, as amended to include Buckingham Village. PennDOT Cultural Resources Update, prepared for the roundabout.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah, I know. Do I have a second?
You have a
Okay,
second,
discussion.
and it's a positive thing anyway.
It is positive. So yes, so we have tried to protect Buckingham Village over the years, a few different times when we were protecting our other historic districts, and we were told that there were too many contributing properties within the district, and so while it was on the National Register, it could not come under the PHMC, which would be Pennsylvania Historic Museum Commission's guidance, which would our HARBs would then cover that, our Historical Architectural Review Board. There's a lot of acronyms in here. So over the year, we wanted to put it in. We did put our other villages. We put Mechanicsville and Forest Grove and Hollicong, but we always wanted to come back to Buckingham. So along comes PennDOT, and they're working on a roundabout project that we have all been working with PennDOT for several years now on this roundabout. And one of the things they have to look at is the historic district, because it was close to the roundabout and they had to look at it. Well, when the Pennsylvania Historic Museum Commission started looking at it with or I guess it was Pennsylvania, right? Or
Yeah,
who was,
with PennDOT,
With
PennDOT was trying to
PennDOT,
get clearance from.
So
the
they
historic
were trying to get all their clearances in the roundabout. They looked at the historic district and said, really this whole area around, and this was, I guess, Church Lane, or right in there,
It's the,
really shouldn't be a part of the historic district. And so they redid the historic district for the National Register of Historic Places. So in doing that, what they did was they got rid of a bunch of the non-contributory properties, which were holding up our ability to put it under our HARB. So with that said, once I saw that they had approved a new district boundary, I contacted the state, and Dan's been helping me, pulled Craig in to redo the historic district with the new boundaries, and then hopefully, as we do this and do the new ordinance, and then there's a bunch of paperwork we have to do along with it, that the state will now approve it. And what that would do is that Buckingham Village would now come under our HARB ordinances and our HARB protections. So any buildings that would have to be redone, their outside would have to stay in keeping, and would have to go through all the processes that a historic building in a HARB district has to go to. So we were very happy. And when we started picking up on one of our roundabout meetings that this was
In the works.
was changing and in the works, we kind of jumped on that and have been following it, and they did change it. So
Because guess
This
what's in
past
the
month, right?
historic
That's what we're doing.
district?
It was just this month that they finally
Well,
updated.
hopefully in these.
yeah,
stores.
that they
Yeah.
just
Hopefully, yeah.
updated everything.
And
Yeah.
also the roundabouts, just like, in case you're wondering, is going to be where 202 goes out and it's.
Comes into
dumps.
263.
Hits 260, that perpendicular, that's where the roundabout's gonna go.
Right.
So, obviously, it's like when we were fighting against the roundabout on Cold Springs, to us, that was inappropriate. This is actually, hopefully gonna be an appropriate roundabout that should actually work pretty good.
Right. And we literally just had a meeting on the roundabout and the trail and our grant for the trails around the roundabout.
Yep.
It's a whole other project.
Yeah.
Earlier today, and so you'll be seeing more on the roundabout because they're going to be set for some public meetings, hopefully in May is what they were saying, so that, they'll have some of the
Yeah.
stakeholder meetings first, and then, they'll be having some of the meetings so that they'll start getting some public input.
And
They're
don't-
almost to that stage.
I hope I'm not wrong about this, but aren't we also, when they do the roundabout, aren't we also getting some improvements right in front of us that you negotiated?
We
Yeah.
negotiated quite a bit.
Yes, at 413 and 202 where we have the existing signalized intersection, so we're gonna do some lane upgrades,
Good.
get the right turn lane that I think everyone
Has already made.
has already made, but is not legal.
Right.
So to kind of make the intersection a little more efficient, so.
Yeah, and I
Right.
think that's great, and thank you to the staff, because, when we sit here and even when PennDOT comes in and wants to do some things, it takes a township and, it takes a staff that they can negotiate, like, okay, PennDOT, like, you need this, but guess what? We need to make it safer for our residents. So I think it's great, we just don't willy-nilly throw up our hands and go, okay, whatever you want. It's a negotiation, and I appreciate that for our residents. It's safer now. It's gonna be safer, I should say.
Yeah, it's going to be safer, safer for the cars, safer for pedestrians. There's some trails that they're putting in that we're hopefully hooking up to our trails that will hopefully be funded in part by a grant that we've applied for. And it will just make that whole area safer and better.
Yeah, and I think it,
So-
the thing that, I think we talked about today with PennDOT is you're also going to get, hopefully, the traffic calming that comes along with a roundabout that will slow people down through our village and maybe be able to revive some of that village feel with our improvements and with
Right.
the state's improvements, that maybe we can kind of
Maybe
get
think
that
of
village
Janet.
back
Right.
to, maybe not to what it was way back when, but at least maybe slow people down and make it less of an intersection and more of a little.
Was
town.
people go down 202, like I would do,
Make a right.
you make a right to avoid
Right.
that perpendicular.
Correct.
And now
Henry killed it.
people will go straight,
Yep.
freeing up that
Yeah.
traffic,
Yeah,
right, wait, where am I?
Yeah.
Freeing up
right
our
there.
traffic right there.
Right, and
Yeah.
again, whole idea is that it hopefully will improve the village feel, it will
Right.
not just deal with traffic, we're dealing with pedestrians, but everything, once we get all this stuff done, we're hoping that we're kind of gonna reinvigorate the village and have it more walkable, more
Right,
accommodating for everybody, and not just an intersection.
yeah, because even here, even crossing here, you wanna go to Wawa, like, there's a cross thing to Wawa, but, it's like, you wanna take your life, I mean, like, even
And that's part of our,
Yeah,
that's
we
part
don't
of
want
our.
that.
Yeah,
from
even
here.
Ann will get in her car, literally diagonal from her office, she'll get in the car and drive to Wawa,
And that's
because,
what we're trying to do, we're trying to get
Yeah.
the village back to being in a walkable scale.
right,
Right.
perfect, okay, and sorry, Maggie.
No, not,
Okay.
don't
So, yeah.
apologize to me, we have to call
So
it a
it's
vote.
all coming together.
Okay, perfect, okay,
Okay.
any other discussion? Okay, all in
Slowly
favor?
but surely.
Aye,
Aye, perfect.
just in case you wonder what we're eyeing again. It's
Yeah.
the ordinance.
Oh, yeah.
Amending the boundaries
hard.
of the historic district.
Yes, perfect, okay. Make a motion, we approve the letter, letter of intent for submission to the Governor's Center for Local Government Services to request technical assistance in order to conduct a fire operations analysis of Doylestown Fire Company #1. Do I have a second?
You got a second.
Okay, and this has to do with
Kind of
Maggie was
touched
saying
that
earlier.
whole, we
And
just
that's what
touched
I
on it, yeah.
mentioned.
Correct, and it's funny you came up, Steph, because this was on there, because this is part of what we're doing, an analysis, for everything and what their needs and so forth, so.
Well, and actually, just to kudos to the fire company, it was actually instigated by Doylestown
Yeah,
Fire Company.
Doylestown
Definitely.
Fire Company.
So,
Doylestown Fire
you know-
Company wants to do that, and they are the busiest fire company.
Yes.
Yes.
Mhm.
You know, which
And-
kind of speaks to, they're really on it.
Yep.
Thanks.
Okay, do I, I
We
don't
got-
remember, did I
we got
say
a
I had a second?
You got a second?
Okay, any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, make a motion, we approve payment of outstanding invoices owed by Stony Mead Township File SA 98-05 in the amount of $18,332.25 to Buckingham Township. Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Make a motion, we approve a release in the amount of $25,000 to the Stony Mead Homeowners Association, Township File SA 98-05. Do I have a second?
Yes.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any other manager items?
No, I had just like one manager item for the work session that we didn't get
Got
to,
it.
so I have that.
What are we
you're
doing with,
looking at
did I miss the Carl?
No,
No,
Okay.
we said yes.
Okay.
I was bothering you, I'm sorry.
Okay.
that's why
Anything
you
else?
don't know either.
Yes.
What?
I make a motion, we conclude the Buckingham Township Board of Supervisors meeting for February 28, 2024.
I missed it, okay.
Do I have a second?
When I
You got
came
a
down.
Oh,
second?
you were talking.
I asked
Any
the same thing.
discussion?
We're good.
No.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Stop the camera now. Stop the camera out again.
Hey, did you say?
Hey there.
We were playing phone tag for a week and then,
It was my editor's request, not mine.
no, it's fine. Are you good or do we still need to